In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect a USB audio interface to your iPhone or your iPad using a Lightning to USB adapter. Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete and this is Studio Live Today, where I help you create, record and release your best music. Now, if like me, you like using a mobile device, an iPad or an iPhone, but you want the best quality audio that you can get, connecting a USB audio interface to your mobile device is a great way to go. But how do you actually get a USB audio interface connected up to a Lightning-based iPad or iPhone? Well, that's what we're going to cover in this video. Now, the first question you may have is, which USB audio interfaces are compatible with my iPhone or iPad? Well, the good news is you can use any USB audio interface which is class compliant, and that means it can run without the use of any additional drivers or software, because we can't install any drivers on our iPhone or iPad. And most of your modern USB audio interfaces, like the three I have here, are class compliant and will work with your iOS device. And the three interfaces I recommend are these three. We've got the Behringer UM2, which is a great affordable entry-level interface for your mics and your guitars. We've then got the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, which is pretty much the home recording industry standard these days. That's a great choice. And my favorite is the Steinberg UR12 that we have down here. And you can also get the UR22 Mark II, which has two inputs, but is basically the same thing. So these are what I recommend. They are all class compliant, and there are links to all three of these down in the description if you want to check them out. The next piece of gear you'll need is this, a Lightning to USB adapter. Now, I recommend and use this one, the genuine Apple Lightning to USB 3 adapter. Why? Because it has an additional Lightning port there to power up your iPhone or your iPad while you're using it, and it is just super reliable and dependable. And there's a link again down in the description if you want to pick one of these up. You can use a third party or an aftermarket version. I don't recommend it. Your mileage may vary. You don't want to be in the middle of an epic guitar solo or an amazing vocal and have your recording cut out because your cable fails. So I recommend this one, and once again, link in the description. Now, most of your smaller two-channel audio interfaces like these ones will come with a USB A to B cable, and you can see here that all of these have the USB B port, which is what we actually plug in to both power up the interface and also to connect and send data from the interface to and from our device. The problem is, though, that our iPad and our iPhone doesn't provide enough power to actually power up these devices, so there's other alternative things that we need, and yes, it is going to require some more gear. So let's jump in and show you what we need. The most effective and reliable way to power up and send data between an interface and our iPhone and iPad is to use something like this, a powered USB hub. This is the 10DAC USB 3 powered hub. I've reviewed it in a video that you can see up there and down in the description, and it is a really solid, reliable powered USB hub. So what we do with this is we plug one end into 5 volts of power, either using a power bank or plugging directly into AC power, and then we can actually connect this up to our Lightning to USB adapter and then plug any USB devices, such as our interfaces, directly into this, and that will connect everything up and keep everything powered while we're using and while we're recording. The other option we have to power some of our interfaces is to use a mobile battery like this Romos OM10. And what you can see here is on our Steinberg interfaces, we have this switch here where we can switch between USB power or 5 volt DC power. So we can connect up a mobile battery and actually power this up and then connect the USB directly into our Lightning to USB cable, and that's going to work. So the reason I love the Steinberg UR12 and the Steinberg UR22 Mark II is that they have that multiple power supply. So you can either use a hub or you can use a mobile battery. And once again, links to all of these products are down in the description. Okay, so we've got our powered hub here plugged into AC power. The other end, our USB end, is going to plug into our Lightning to USB 3 adapter, and then the adapter is going to plug into the Lightning port of our iPhone or iPad, like so. Now, nothing is going to happen just yet because all we've done is basically hooked up these 4 powered ports to our iPad, but the fun starts when we start connecting devices into our hub. So now all we need to do is take our USB A to B cable, plug the USB B end into our Behringer UM2, like so, and plug the other end into one of the ports on our USB hub, always the wrong way around. Now if we turn on the USB port there, take a look at our interface, boom, lights are on, everyone's home. And over here on our iPad, it'll say audio device is connected. Do I want to turn on monitoring? I'm going to say yes to that, and then there we go, it's connected. If we tap down here, we can now select input 1 or input 2, so our microphone jack there and our guitar jack there. So we're good to go, we're set up. All we need to do is connect up our instruments or our microphone, and we can start recording just with this setup. Let's plug into our Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 now, just to show you that this is going to also work. So we just find the USB 2 port on there, and then we'll turn the interface around, gives us a little flash. The green USB light is on there. It says we're connected. We turn on monitoring, and once again, we've got our 2 input channels there that we can use to start recording right here on our iPhone or our iPad. And finally, our Steinberg UR12. Now this time we need to make sure the power source is flicked across to USB, and then we're going to plug into our USB 2 port and turn it around. There you go, the light's on there, USB light comes on, and over here we get that same message saying yes, we want to turn on monitoring, and we're good to go. We can start recording using the Steinberg UR12. Let's finish off now by showing you this cool alternative method that we can use with our Steinberg interfaces. So to do this, I'm going to remove the USB hub and bring my power bank back in here and show you how we can be completely mobile with the Steinberg interface. So this time, instead of using a powered USB hub, I can use any USB power bank. So I've got my Romos OM10 here. I'm going to plug that in. Now this time I'm going to flick the power switch over here to the 5-volt DC, and then I'm going to carefully, because I always get these around the wrong way, plug it into my micro USB port there, and there you go. That is now powered up just using this battery. So you can see there, that's a nice little mobile setup if you're on the go, and why I love the Steinberg interfaces. So now all we need to do is grab our USB cable and connect it up. So we're still going to use our USB port here on the back of the Steinberg. So yes, we're going to have 2 different things plugged in to the Steinberg UR12. We're then going to grab the other end here, come over to our iPad, plug that in to our Lightning to USB adapter, and there you go. It's powering up. It's all good to go. We've got that same functionality. Turn on monitoring, and we're good to record on GarageBand, Cubase, Auria, whatever application you want to use to record. So that's a pretty cool way that we can actually power this up. I've got one more thing though that I want to show you, which is something that's kind of double cool that uses both of these together, which we'll finish off with now. So what if you don't own a Steinberg interface, but you still want to have that ultimate portability? Well, we can actually power our USB 3 hub using not AC power, but instead a portable power bank. So yes, because we can send 5 volts of DC power here from our USB ports into the DC 5-volt socket here, we can actually power everything up with just this device. We do, however, need a specific cable that is going to be able to plug into here. Now, luckily for me, my mate Clint put this one together, which is actually made from an old mini USB cable, and he was able to get the right barrel plug that we can actually plug directly into here and then plug the other end into our USB. If you don't have a Clint handy, I'll put a link down below to where you can actually pick up a similar cable and adapter. Now, word of warning here, you are dealing with power, so don't buy a cheap cable. If you don't get the correct one, you can actually do some damage to your gear. So this is maybe not a method for the faint of heart, but what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in to our USB battery like so, and then there you go, it is ready to go and is ready to use. So now all we need to do is plug the USB of this over into our iPad, and we should be ready to go. So as we've done previously, we can now connect our other end of our USB into our Lightning to USB adapter on our iPad, and now we're ready to go. We can simply connect up the Behringer directly into one of these powered ports, and we should be all good. But let's give it one final test. So moment of truth, we will plug our USB B end there into the Behringer. We will plug the other end into this powered USB port. We'll spin it around, and there you go. The lights are on, everyone's home, we're off to the races. So now you know how to connect your USB audio interfaces to your iPhone or your iPad. And once again, all of this gear, including the audio interfaces that I recommend, are linked down in the description. You can also go to studiolivetoday.com/gear, which is also linked in the description. There's 2 more videos about using USB devices with your iPhone or iPad linked below. You can subscribe to the channel for more by clicking or tapping on the Studio Live Today icon. I'll see you on the next one.